It's gonna be a fine day today. I can see. It's gonna be a fine day today. I can see. Gonna be a fine day today for you and me. It's gonna be a fine day today. Just wait and see. Blue skies everywhere. Believe you me. It's gonna be a fine day today for you and me. Oh, now baby, I know I've done you wrong. I only meant trouble for so long. But baby, all that crazy is on the bus. And today it's gonna be a good day for us. Oh. Whoa. Now, baby, I know I've done you wrong. I only meant trouble for so long. But baby, all that crazy is on the bus. And today it's gonna be a fine day for us. 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 Now, baby, I swear today will be a fine day for us. Oh, I said, baby, I swear today will be a fine day for us. Yeah.
Oh, I can hear my own check. Got to mute myself. Hey, I'm Nate Manhan, and we are live here in Indianapolis, Indiana. But well, I have some of my favorite people at PayProTech. I'm not going to rank them. They're up there in the top half. And well, I'm not. I just can't tell all the truth. But here we go. Mike Stetzel, right in the middle there. And Jenny Rickle, hold on. I'm going to do something here. We're going to do something a little different. Let's see if we can make it work. Why am I showing two screens? I have absolutely no clue because I'm showing stuff I don't want to share. Why does it do it to me there? Okay. Why is it showing? Oh, man. Let's go back. And it didn't put my, there we go. Okay. All the things that I keep messing up. I'm going to see if I can go. Let's see. Let's just go. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do here.
I can save you just if you just define what the top half means when you say do best people in
There
fame.
we go. All right, here we go.
Not of how many.
I am trying. If you have not used ChatGPT, who has played, Mike or Jenny? Have you played with ChatGPT before?
No, I have not.
Okay,
Not
so
much.
it'll be fun. All right, you can see I use it a lot. I'm probably in here. I bet 2 hours a day right now. It's increased my productivity, and I do have a training coming up on this. It'll probably be middle of April or May when I get this all done. But I'm asking the command, write a limerick by Jenny and Mike in the office hours show of PayProTech. Let's see what it says. I love this. In the office hours, Jenny and Mike on PayProTech show took a hike, discussing the trade of tech and upgrades in a manner both lively and bright. I don't know if that is exactly what we're doing today, but on the left-hand side,
I would go take a hike and discuss paper to credit card processing. Like that is definitely right up my alley.
right there. So on the far left, a person that does ultra marathons, they don't just mess with things like Boston Marathon. No, that's just 26 miles. Jenny Rickle, what's the longest race that you've ever run?
100 kilometers, which is like 62 and some change, 62 miles. So
Yeah,
it was fun.
that is just, that's amazing.
And Boston is pretty far too, though, because like Boston is really fast, right? The people who can even qualify for Boston, man, those people are so incredibly talented and fast. So I definitely have mad respect for the marathoners as well, because they are speedy.
They are. And I was watching, I don't know if there. I don't follow hockey all this much, but they were doing a guy that just retired from hockey in the last 2 years. Apparently, is going to future Hall of Famer. He's 6'8", and he's I think 42 years old, and he did the whole marathon and averaging an 8-mile run. And I was like,
That's
like Yeah,
That's insane.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like this guy is a madman. But in the middle of the screen in Warsaw, Indiana, Mr. Mike Stetzel. Mike, what's your? I'm not even going to ask what your longest race is. I've done a 10K. That's my longest.
Mine's a 5K.
So
Those are still far. Yeah. A mile is far,
Oh, shoot.
right?
I'm no Kenyan, but because that dude did it in under 2 hours, I think that won, didn't he?
Mhm.
well, I think the video shows it all. You are not Kenyan, Mike, but and not an expat living in Kenya. You are part of the PayProtect
None of
Nation.
the above. Yeah, one of our local superintendent has done it 7 years in a row now.
He's a beast, David Hofford.
He is. He is.
I will give him credit. All right, let's get to the real thing why we're here. We're going to answer some questions. And we have 5 quick questions. A lot of these have been asked to us recently and they have prior content. So if you're watching this afterwards, thanks for the few that are watching it live. I just have an email that's going out that didn't go out till late. So some of you are able to click through and watch us live, and we'll answer any live questions here at the end. If you haven't, put them in the comments. But these questions are things that I've heard recently from partners. A lot of them we have prior content, so we'll mention that, but we'll just give you the quick hits and answers. So my first one is, we hear this all the time. We do have a full episode on this. So Jenny, I'm going to come to you on this one. Tell me about what's the easiest way to handle PCI when working with PayProtect.
So, I mean, it depends on in what perspective as well, Nate. So, has a merchant received a notice that says, hey, you need to make sure you reach out to our PCI team? If they do that, and they also can check the notifications within the Payments Hub as well, we have an internal PCI team, right? So, reach out to us, see what steps need to be taken. Sometimes they just have to go through our first initial step of going through the survey. They might have their own POS system that needs to have a scan, which is through our company, our third-party partner, TrustWave. So it depends on where they're at in the process. So you can also reach out to us to see where they're at, and then we can help guide the merchant into where they need to go. Do they just need to start with our internal PCI team? Do we need to get them set up with TrustWave? And then from the sales partner's perspective, always just keep an eye out. We try to make sure that we over-communicate if a merchant status is non-compliant. So even within the merchants tab, there's just an overview that just says, is the merchant compliant or not? Yes or no. So always just check that out. Make sure that you stay on top of it. Just ensure that if they are non-compliant, that they don't have funds held and go down that pathway. So something to always make sure is just in the top of your head.
Yeah, and just remember that there are ways to simplify the pricing and whether they're getting, but obviously if you can go flat rate, edge pricing, and put a pay anywhere in there, that even makes life a lot easier. On the flat rate and edge pricing, you're at least making it very simple on the pricing, and on the compliance side, you still have to go through compliance. If you get a pay anywhere in there, hey, you don't even have to go, everything's just taken care of for you. It's just making life easy over there in the pay anywhere world. So Mike, I'm coming up to you on the next question. This one's always fun, and it's 420 day, so it seems appropriate. We're always asked, I've been just this year, and I've probably done 10 recruiting calls, and 5 of them, because I usually take just some sample recruiting calls that I get, or a couple of every once in a while, just to make sure our system's working. And I bet half of them, I haven't counted, ask me, can we do cannabis? Can we do marijuana? Can we do dispensaries? And then, of course, a very popular question is, can we do CBD? And it's, those things are connected, but we do have a whole episode on this. But Mike, can you give them a quick hits on our cannabis and, which should be a really quick hit, and our CBD opportunities?
Gosh, that double entendre of all this 420 is great. So cannabis, the simple answer is no. Right now, we cannot do anything with cannabis. We cannot process for dispensaries. Simple answer on CBD, Delta 8, those types of things. Yes, we can. There are, as Nate said, there's a whole other episode about this, but just be aware there's a few more questions to know what percentage of their business the CBD is and things like that. But yes, we can approve those.
Yep. And always just talk to your relationship manager. And I will say this on cannabis, still have no idea when Will and the banks we work with can do it, or not can or will do it. That is the questions there. But I do believe there's been a lot of movement in that, and U.S. banks are certainly considering it more than they have. So pay attention, and you can count. I am guaranteeing this. PayProtect will be one of the first major groups of processors. We will jump on it as soon as we have a good pathway to do it that is fair to the customer, fair to you as partners, and fair to everyone, making a huge opportunity. We are looking for it. Happy 420 day for those who are there and partaking. Jenny, next question.
Can I do one quick thing, Nate?
Yep.
You're exactly right, and I should have added that on. That's what I tell any new partners or existing partners is that, we have our affiliation with North American Bank Card, and while we don't have a team of attorneys and investigators and things like that, they do. And so, as you said, they're keeping their eye on this. This is not something we're going to let slip by. That's what I reassure partners of all the time. We are a huge company as a group, and so we're going to be on top of this. So please, please be patient. And when we do it, it's going to be correctly and safely.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Jenny, how about level one? We know level one, level two, and level three processing. We hear this advertised, especially in the B2B world. If they use a government card, they can get level 2 and level 3 processing. Quick answer: what does it mean? And 2, how do we get there?
So certain cards are assigned by corporations, and that's where they fall into the level 2 and level 3 world. So these cards need to be identified, and that's where when we say they support level 2 and level 3 processing, the system will actually identify those cards that are issued, and they fall into a lower category than if they're in a traditional retail store setup where they don't have the level 2 and 3 processing, and they would receive that higher rate for those cards. Typically, these are higher transactions, right? It's a B2B business, so you're not talking about a $20 transaction, you're talking about something in the thousands. So if you can get that rate a little bit lower based upon that card type, it really does a lot of savings. So we have specific setups that can support and identify those card types to give the pricing for those specific type of cards.
That's a simple and easy answer. And I think, actually, I don't know on this one. Did we do it? We did a show on level 2 and level 3, I believe, where we specifically looked at it a little longer, if I remember right. I could be wrong.
We did. We spoke about the gateways that are appropriate for that.
Yeah. And that's the biggest thing is you got to find the right software that helps you with that level 2, that, as they call it, the interchange optimization. It's all about optimizing our life, making us better for what we do. But hey, lastly, not lastly, we had 2 more. Number 4, Mike Stetzel, could you give us a quick, and I'll finish this up with a promise that some more content that we're recording and we'll put out tomorrow, most likely. But can you give us we hear the buzzword or words, dual pricing, and can you give us a basic overview of that and what we've done to make sure that all of our merchants and our partners are completely ready for dual pricing?
And that's what we're doing, as you mentioned just now, that we're going to have some content ready to go out. We're trying to get some testing done as soon as we can. We're trying to bring this to the market as quickly as possible, but ready for good use. This is the next evolution, or as you said, the maturation of cash discount. There is a cash price, there is a credit price. There's not a discussion of, you get this discount or you're charged this fee. There's 2 obvious choices now for the merchant to show their customers. It's very out in the open, very clear choice, and the customer can proceed from there. As of now, we're hoping to add a couple different options soon for pieces of equipment, and all of our point of sale systems already do dual pricing. So hang tight. We're getting there, and I think that we'll be one of the first major groups bringing this to market, as always, and getting the right things in our merchants' hands as cash discount evolves.
And I will say this, and I will stand on my soapbox right now. When it comes to dual pricing, we make it way too complicated. The fact is we spend more time talking about what it is not instead of what it is. It's simple. It's a price for cards. It's a price for not non-cards, cash, usually gift cards, whatever else you want to put in there. And we make it extremely complicated because we get in and battling and fighting. At the end of the day, what PayProTech's stand is, we're going to make sure as partners, you're protected and merchants are protected. And we're going to always make sure that you are streamlined and you're absolutely 100% compliant. And if we need to deal with something, we will. And we see, I've been seeing it all over the internet. Hey, we're getting all these letters from Visa. We have a major amount of merchants that are, in fact, 80% of our portfolio is set up in edge pricing. We're not seeing any issues. We're making sure we're on top of it. We're talking with all those who need to be talked to, and you can make it simple. Don't talk about what it isn't. Just make sure it's simple for the merchant and say, hey, this is what it is, and this is how it helps you. I think that's the thing. And look for a video we're going to be recording with Danny here, and just keeping it simple, and you'll look that in an email. Same emails you get when you get it from us. And last one, Jenny, How this is one I haven't heard yet, but something I always like to bring up. I think we have some other content on this. I know Danny's recorded a couple times on this, but how do we set up seasonal merchants? That means that they don't process, 12 months a year. Maybe it's 4 to 6 or 3, or, a lot of that is done through the summer, though. In places like where you are, you see other seasonal on the other side where people, that suddenly Aspen is everybody's snowboarding and skiing down those incredible slopes. And some of those businesses may only work during the wintered months. But certainly, I think the more comes, we've got fireworks and all that. How do we set up seasonal merchants, and what do we think about when it comes to seasonal merchants? Make sure it's good for us and good for our merchants.
So there's really two options for this, and a lot of it is going to depend upon the equipment, right? So a merchant can go ahead, sign up with us, receive the equipment, and then have a monthly fee, whatever it is, like $5, $10 is going to be at the sales partner's discretion, but put in that additional fee for their actual monthly activations, right? Once they sign up, they process with us, they have a beautiful season. Then as the weenie months come and they shut shop, they can keep their equipment, so they don't have to send it back or anything. Their account remains active with us. They can keep the equipment, but keep that monthly fee on there just so you don't take any negative hits from the residuals, right? Because the account is still active, it's still within our system, so there's a cost for active accounts. If the merchant doesn't want to pay that monthly fee, or maybe perhaps with your structure, you just want to eliminate all fees, you can go ahead and place the equipment. But then once they're done, they shut up shop, send that equipment back, right? And then they'll have to go through the whole entire process once they start again, once their season reopens. So either way, we definitely can support the best needs, but again, it's going to be dependent upon equipment. And if they want to keep their equipment and not send it back, I highly recommend just adding a monthly fee so that you can make sure that you don't take any negative residuals when they're not processing any money.
And I mean, at the end of the day, we just want to make it as easy for you as partners, not that you have any clawbacks coming from bonuses where you accidentally take bonuses. So make sure you work with your relationship manager and set them. We set up a lot of these, especially fireworks stands, but there's a lot of other stuff that you can go out that's seasonal. Go looking for it. And if you want to brainstorm ideas, reach out to us. We'll help you do that. That's been 5 questions. I think good 15 minutes here of really good content. I'm going to go. I forget who I should track here. Who gave us a closing last week? I've been going, I don't remember. We're going Jenny. I don't remember. So Jenny Rickel, what do you say to our partners as we close off here for April 20th in our office hours episode?
Take advantage of everything that we have out there. Like Nate said, we're going to have some more additional things coming with dual pricing. I love the spring because I really feel like it means that things are coming, right? So pay attention to the emails that are coming out. Listen to the new shows that we have going on with the POS partners. Check in with the show with Danny and the dual pricing, because we got lots coming to help support you. Sign the deals, get you rolling and moving. So happy April.
Happy April. We've got 10 days left. We'll see those who are signed up. For those who will be with us in Atlanta this coming Tuesday night, make sure you can go to join.papertech.com. If you've missed us, we'll be in Hollywood, Florida in the second week of June. So make sure you watch out for that. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Jenny. Everybody, we say bye-bye. Have a great
Nate.
Bye, you guys.